A great empire is the sum of the greatness of its people. Growing nations and empires always steer their people towards the things that unite them. For a nation, that would be things like language, tradition, culture. Just like we're proud when our sports team wins the World Cup, we're proud when our nation does well. For an empire, the unifying factors would be deeper things like a shared moral code, philosophy, or governance system. So how could identity become such a touchy subject? Maybe because someone like you showed up and questioned the very morality of national identity. Someone who asks, why are you proud of your culture? Were you born is no achievement. Someone who casts doubt over the very history of the empire, tells not the stories of its success, but cautionary tales of ruthlessness in its past. How can you be proud of your culture when your ancestors did bad things? Few things accelerate the decline of the empire, like convincing its people that they don't deserve their spot at the top of the world, that they in fact ought to apologize for their identity. You can't destroy an empire by charging at the front gates. But what if the gates are opened from the inside? What if, out of manufactured guilt, the empire simply drops its defenses? From the 9th century onwards, the Abbasids increasingly brought in specially trained Turkic soldiers as elite guards. For several reasons, but one of them was that the local guards were considered politically unreliable and factionalized. Meanwhile, the Turkic soldiers didn't concern themselves with the local politics, and so they were deemed immune to court conspiracies. But that also meant they held no real loyalty to the court or its culture. The Abbasids underestimated both the number of Turkic soldiers they needed and their cohesion as a group. And at one point, the Turkic guards realized they could seize power from the empire, which was already too internally fragmented to defend itself. If the integrity of the empire is intact, then a controlled mingling of peoples and cultures poses no threat. But it takes no genius to understand what happens if you first fragment the empire on the inside and then open the gates for anyone to come in and wreak havoc. When you take away the people's sense of belonging, you have to replace it with something else. Enter hyper-individualism. Weaponize differences as symptoms of inequality. Elevate niche subcultures over the mainstream. Make identity something fluid, something political. People will begin to measure their differences by degree of privilege. The empire now faces a dilemma. People demand fair treatment, but that means different things to different people. And in its impossible pursuit of equality, the empire necessarily sacrifices excellence.